Well, that's not great.
What is happening to the world?
Hey guys, welcome to another video. Welcome to a conversation. Welcome to a controversial conversation. In the news, just the past couple days, Pedro Pascal has made some comments at J.K. Rowling, the creator of the Harry Potter novels and the Wizarding World that we all know and love and grew up with over these past few decades. And Pedro Pascal has had some words. He went to the premiere of Thunderbolts and he wore a shirt supporting a community that he's very much in support of, which is fine. It's completely his choice. It's your freedom to believe what you need to believe. It's of course. But he did say comments about J.K. Rowling. He called her a heinous loser, and basically said all her beliefs were wrong. He sent a link to a video about boycotting anything Harry Potter related, new television show, any games, anything J.K. Rowling has created. He is in favor of boycotting all of that over her beliefs. It's a little crazy. All J.K. Rowling wants is women's rights, and she thinks it only belongs to biological women. Rights belong to everybody, but women's rights in particular, women's rights belong to biological women, because biological women have been fighting for those rights for a very, very long time, and she's saying now for biological men to come, and now they identify as women, and that's okay. They have every right. That's fine. It's a free country. You can identify with what you want, but for them to demand women's rights for themselves, who are not biological women, J.K. Rowling is not for that. She also doesn't want that in sports, women's facilities, and for children. All of which is very logical thinking. So we have J.K. Rowling, who's thinking logic with her brain, and Pedro Pascal, who is using all emotion because he has someone in family who is part of that ideology, and he is saying crazy things because when it comes to each of the sides, one side is always the more thinker and logic, and then the other side is emotion, because that's what that ideology is emotion. I believe this is me. I believe this is what I am. You have to believe it now, or I hate you. You are the problem. That is an emotional response, not a logical response. So, J.K. Rowling has done some emotional responses too. I'm not going to just say J.K. Rowling is innocent in all this. She has said some things. She has damaged relationships and stuff. But a lot of what she's saying has been common knowledge for about over hundreds of years. So J.K. Rowling, this was 50 years ago. Everyone would be saying, "Yeah, J.K. Rowling's right. That's obvious." But now in 2025, it is very different. And also in society, especially in Hollywood. Hollywood has one ideology, and that is it. If you do not lean that way, you are really not big in Hollywood. And if you do lean that way in Hollywood, you don't announce it to a lot of people and talk about it a lot. Because even people who barely talk about it, but they know they lean that way, a lot of people don't like them. They're not always about like Chris Pratt. Yeah, he gets a lot of work, and there are a lot of Chris Pratt fans, but there are people who hate him because of his beliefs. Same with Tim Allen. People hate Tim Allen's beliefs and stuff. And even now, Rob Schneider. People hate Rob Schneider's beliefs, too. So, but when someone leans that way, people love them. It's just crazy. And I don't think it's very... See... J.K. Rowling herself is not attacking a specific person. She's not even attacking the community. She's just saying what women's rights are and how this is a law. And she wants to protect females in female facilities like bathrooms and change rooms. She wants to protect children who don't know better, who don't have developed brains. And they don't want them to stir them into an indoctrination and put them in something that they can't ever change. And she just doesn't want society to be clouded. And she's like, we need to know what real women's rights are. Because J.K. Rowling is a classic feminist. She is a feminist. She's not like modern feminist. She is a true classic feminist and wants equal rights for women. And when she's saying biological man, get it for women's rights, she just doesn't agree with that and doesn't understand that, and she just doesn't like that. And that's okay for her to believe that. Even if you think she is wrong, she has every right to say that and believe that. But what Pedro Pascal is saying now, he has every right to say that too. And everything he's saying now, of course, he has his right to do. He's not inciting violence to say that. But what makes his more frustrating than hers is that he is advocating for her to be like destroyed by society. Like he wants, she's not going to, because she's rich for the rest of her life. If Harry Potter is done deal. Like if everyone boycotted Harry Potter now, J.K. Rowling is fine. Like, but it's not going to happen because Harry Potter is a loved franchise. But he's advocating for the show to fail and any new projects of Harry Potter to fail, video games to fail. That's not just affecting J.K. Rowling. That's affecting people's jobs if that happens. Like if the show fails and if all this fails, those are all the people that are involved in those projects. They lose jobs and everything. So I don't understand that he knows what he's talking about. Also, Harry Potter is going to be an HBO show. He's in an HBO show now. So I don't know how HBO is taking that. Like, this is the thing. This is like Rachel Zegler all over again. And he also vouched for Rachel Zegler and her crazy spielings and stuff. And he vouched for her too. So Pedro Pascal is just doing some weird shit. But again, it's because of Rachel Zegler. Snow White bombed. No one wanted to see Snow White. This girl play Snow White. She almost single-handedly destroyed that movie, even though she is a very good singer in the movie, and she's not awful in the movie. It's just her publicity and her promoting the movie was the biggest downside for that film. Also, people just were sick of live-action Disney remakes, but she came off so unlikable and so entitled when she was promoting Snow White, and she was also insulting the original Snow White. So people are like, why am I seeing this movie starring this woman who clearly hates Snow White? So, yeah. And a lot of people are now like, why is Pedro Pascal saying this and insulting an HBO show? And he's already assigned to an HBO show. And it's just because it's all emotion. This is what a lot of celebrities are missing now. They're not throwing out logic or any intelligence. They're throwing emotion. And they want you to hate something if you disagree with them. And if you don't agree with their ideologies, they want society to hate you for it. And, you know, discard them and fire them and all that stuff. He's advocating for all those things. And it's hilarious because him and Zegler say all these things. But if Gina Carano says something, she gets fired. And if J.K. Rowling says something because it's a political ideology or an identity ideology that doesn't go with the norm or what people in that society, in that industry, they like. And if you say something they don't like, you are gone. So that's why Pedro Pascal is like the it guy, because he says all the things Hollywood loves to hear and stuff. So there we go. I don't agree with I don't hate Pedro Pascal. I don't hate him. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna do what he's doing. Like, boycott everything Pedro Pascal. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not doing what he's doing. I just don't agree with what he's doing. But that's his right to say what he needs to say. Same with J.K. Rowling. It's her right to say what she needs to say. They both have human rights to say what they would need to say. It's just, I don't always advocate for boycotting certain things. Like, I just won't see it. Like, if I see something, I'm like, I'm not seeing that. That looks like shit. I ain't seeing that. And here's why I won't see that. So, but like advocating a boycott, I just think that's a little crazy. I think the only reason you should boycott something is if something is being made that is going to harm society and stuff. A Harry Potter show is not going to harm society just because it's J.K. Rowling is involved with the creative process, even though she's not creating the show, or I don't even know if she's even writing any of the episodes of the show. But the actors who are playing in the show are all fine, and like the show itself is not about something dangerous, unlike a movie like Cuties, which is a very disgusting and grotesque film, and it's showing sexualization of underage kids, and that's really gross, and I think that's harmful. I think a movie like that should be boycotted, but boycotting the Harry Potter show because of J.K. Rowling is really ridiculous. So I think Pedro Pascal is thinking so much on emotion and not about anything logic. But Pedro Pascal only cares about to be liked right now. He wants to be liked by people. He wants society to like him. He wants the people in certain ideologies to like him. He wants the industry to like him because they do. He's the it guy. He's in everything. Fantastic Four and The Last of Us, The Mandalorian. He's in all the big projects. And he wants to keep that. He wants to keep his status as like the big guy right now. But he does need to close his mouth because if he keeps talking too much, his projects eventually will come up to him and they will fail. Look at Rachel Zegler. That lady has not shut the fuck up in her film projects. She has had barely any hits. Most of her movies have failed. And even Disney. A lot of Disney projects have failed because of they're putting ideologies in their films, in their animated films, in their superhero films. And a lot of them have bombed. So that's why even Disney's trying to take a step back and be like, whoa, maybe we gotta watch what we say. We gotta just stop talking down to people. Try not to think too much on emotion. And try to be logical and see what the whole world wants. And that's why Disney, I think, is even trying to take a step back. Maybe we should rethink our strategy and stuff. So I think Pedro Pascal needs to watch himself. Should J.K. Rowling watch herself? Of course, but she's had her damage. She's already had people who don't. She said what she had to say, and she has every right. And again, Pedro Pascal has every right. And she's gotten like hate for it, and she's lost fans. People hate Harry Potter now. Like, people have claimed that Harry Potter is one of the greatest stories, and now they think it's the worst story just because of J.K. Rowling. It's crazy how an opinion can just change just like that. So I think people we need more conversations. We need more dialogue, and we need more people just to understand people's point of view instead get on the hate train on just everything. So, do I agree with Pedro Pascal? Absolutely not, but he has every right to say it. He just needs to watch it. J.K. Rowling needs to watch it too. I am more on J.K. Rowling's side because her side is on the more logic and then Pedro is on the more emotional. But hey, give me your thoughts and opinions, guys. What side are you on? Do you agree with J.K.? Do you agree with Pedro? Do you agree with none of them? Do you agree with both of them? Do you see certain points of views of you didn't see before? Let's be friendly. Let's have a dialogue and a conversation. Keep the hate out. Have the dialogue going. Comment below. Let me know. And as always, for this video, please subscribe to this channel and join the dark side.